So with the current project wrapping up, I've been wondering what to move on to next. I've had a few ideas and all of them have some merit to them, but I'm a bit torn as to which one I'd like to do. As such, I'd like to talk about them today, and I've gathered all the ideas into a list, where each list having bullet points about them. Each one was also lazily rated on their difficulty, the cost, and the general length of time I'd be working on the project, the rating itself being a number 1 to 10. I've also compiled the projects into a straw poll for everyone to throw their 2 cents into. Maybe I'll just pick the top one, or we'll whittle it down from there. I don't really have a plan with it, honestly, and I don't really have a script for this video, but I don't want this video to take too long, so I'll just go ahead and get on with it. As for the video we'll be having on screen, this is just me playing some Monster Hunter World, just so you guys aren't staring at a black background. Alright, so the first idea would be to complete a Necron Army up to 1500 points. This is probably the most straightforward one. I have the Necron half of the Indomitus box laying around, and from what I remember, the Indomitus halves of the boxes add up to about 1,000 points, I believe. Getting 500 points worth of stuff afterwards wouldn't take too long or be very hard. Having a second army around would also allow for me to have a bit of variety in what I play, or even let a friend play with me. Necrons are easy to paint unless I complicate it, which I might. I probably will. I'll keep it low on conversions as well, and it's all actually already built. It's just sitting in the box, just waiting for some glue. Although I will make exceptions for any cool ideas I have coming about. In general, I put the difficulty at 3 because it's not going to be very hard. The length of time is about 5 just from the painting, although it'd probably be like a 4 considering it's Necrons, man. And the cost, well, I put 3 there just because if I have to buy anything else, it'd probably be some kind of bigger model, like a vehicle or something, but, or hell, you know, we got some new Necron sculpts coming out, so maybe I'll cop one of those, but that'd be full price. So, yeah, you know, we'll see. Next up would be a Dark Mechanicum idea. Dark AdMech is sick as shit. They're the guys who make all of the stuff for the Chaos Space Marines. Easy conversion fodder with all my resin printing and some bits off eBay, and I do have an awesome idea for some onagers. Every model would probably be some kind of conversion, because just using standard AdMech kits but saying they're evil, that's a little lame to me. The bad news is every model would probably have to be converted in this way, so depending on the conversion themselves, it might take a little longer than I want. Also, the cost of this entirely depends on what I can get my hands on, so I have no idea. Difficulty is at 6, and the length of time is probably about a 7. It'd be a couple months, and cost is totally up in the air. I have no idea. Another idea I had was to put a Tyranid list together, but actually using some Monster Hunter figures I have laying around. Monster Hunter is easily one of my favorite video game series, obviously, and I could use the figure builder series for Tyranid monster proxies. I already have a lot of the figures laying around. I'm only missing like 2. The list would be known as what is Nidzilla, which is focusing on a couple of big monsters with some small monsters to absorb incoming firepower while they try to get into melee range. And so in general, it'd actually be pretty cheap compared to, you know, $50 plus model kits. And batch painting can take out the majority of the horde, but the horde might take a while to print because it's about 40 Hormagaunts. I've got it. Yeah, 40. And my build plate is not very big. The downside to this is that, I mean, I'd probably only be able to use this with friends. No game store would actually allow this shit, and against anybody else, this list will probably suck, but it'd be a lot of fun to play, so whatever. The main appeal of this would be to paint the Monster Hunter figures. They come pre-painted, but some of them are a bit lacking. So repainting them would be fun. I repainted as an ogre a long time ago, and that was a blast. So maybe. Next idea would be some Kriegers, 1,500 points. Despite Kriegs' legendary price tag of entry, mine would be relatively low cost because I'm just going to be resin printing everything using either Thingiverse designs, which are free, or some paid files that I find that happen to look good. As I'm recording this, they've also got a incoming rules overhaul for 9th edition with the Imperial Armory book coming out, and with the World War I aesthetic, which is extremely cool. Maybe they'd actually be pretty fun to play with. I know Kriegers can do really good like cavalry charges, which makes no sense in this game, but all the more reason why I like it. Printing these will take a literal eternity, but I mean it'd probably just take a while in general. But I didn't have any conversions or anything planned for the majority of the army, so the cost and the difficulty are pretty much kept down by that. The only part of the difficulty that really comes up is just batch painting and trying not to kill myself in the process. But otherwise, this could be a project I could do. Another idea I had would be 1,500 points of the Adeptus Custodes. I absolutely love super, ultra, hyper, mega tanky elite infantry. Something about being the fucking wall is very satisfying to me, and the kits are so nice looking. Thankfully, you wouldn't need a lot of kits either, because the Custodes list I have written up is like 10 models? I don't know. My planned color scheme is like 50, maybe 60% all in the spray paint. So, it'd be quick to make. And I heard they're actually not too bad in 9th edition, as opposed to the other editions where they kind of just got by. The models might be kind of hard to find because I heard they were being bought up at some point, but that was a while ago. Maybe that kind of blew over. Also, there are going to be no compromises with this list. I'm not 3D printing Custode proxies because I just haven't found a nice one that looked as good as the models, and as someone who has built those models before, I need it. Like I don't want some half-ass proxy. I want the real deal, bro. Next on the list would be Edge Marines. I love me some fucking Chaos Boys. I'm not sure what warband I would want to do. I was really considering what's on the screen. Alpha Legion is probably my favorite. I really like the Emperor's Children as well. Everybody likes, sound guns. Thousand Suns are pretty cool. Or some kind of maybe original Khornate warband, just because I really like Berserkers. I was also really considering something really big on like Hellbrutes or Mauler Fiends or some kind of big ol' vehicles. Alpha Legion in particular like to use a lot of cultists, and there are a large variety of 3D printable guardsmen and cultists that can be converted into favor of the Dark Gods. The Emperor's Children and the Berserkers can also get some mileage out of the new Chaos Space Marine kit, which I have built, and it's very nice. Just a few bits can make new Noise Marines or Berserkers, because God knows they're not going to get updated kits until like 2050. The biggest part about this is I just can't pick one. I really like all of them. Each of them have a nice thing going for them. I'm slightly predetermined to Alpha Legion, but maybe that was some kind of, psyop to make me think that, or at least maybe I'm thinking it's a psyop to make me think that, and I've also been programmed to think that, or maybe I haven't. I don't know. I like Alpha Legion. So that's all the Warhammer related projects out of the way, and after this point, it's nothing but not Warhammer, I guess. The first idea that I've had cooking in my head for a very long time would be some scratch builds related to the video game Demon's Souls. Demon's Souls stands very near and dear to my heart, as probably one of my favorite games of all time, and I would really like to make a custom miniature for every major boss in the game. Now this would, take a bit of a while, and, making every mini from scratch would also be a bit of a challenge. But maybe there's some good timing here, because, we have Demon Souls Remaster coming out as well, and I don't know. I don't try to think about, optimizing my channel or anything. It's just my channel. I like what I have going on here, but maybe, with the Demon Souls Remaster coming out, if I do Demon Souls related projects, it might, might bring some wandering eyes to the channel. Maybe that'll be good in the long run, but and mainly, I just really like Demon Souls, and I'd like to make some stuff for it. I actually have STL files that I found on DeviantArt for the Knight, or the Fluted Knight set, which is the armor set used on the cover, and the Dragon God, which is one of the bigger bosses in the game. I'll put the source in the description, so I could actually make really good 3D prints of those. But otherwise, I know you could possibly rip the models. I have a Demon Souls ISO laying around. I could probably do it myself. The thing is, I don't know how to do that. I've never ripped art assets from a game. I know how to manipulate art assets. I don't know how to actually get them. I'll probably only do the main bosses unless I get the urge to do someone in particular, like maybe the gold skeletons or the dual wielding, black skeletons that are just way too edgy for their own good. I also considered playing around with the online miniature builder Hero Forge, maybe making a few smaller enemies as well, but it's just kind of an off thought. But this is the project that would be very daunting, but not as daunting as this next one, which would be almost everything from the Dark Souls board game. Now this project is the textbook definition of a fucking doozy. I have almost every box for this game because I was a backer of it on Kickstarter. I missed out on a few of the Dark Souls 2 expansions because, I didn't really care for Dark Souls 2, but I did get a few. Old Iron King is the one that immediately comes to mind. The big thing about this is that because I already own it all, I don't really have a cost. I already own everything. Well, I'd buy the Manus model if I ever found it, or actually got off my ass to look for it, but it'd be really steady videos for many months. But like I said, I'm a very slow painter, and I have easily over 100 minis to work through. And yeah, that would that'd take a very long time. There aren't going to be any conversions for anything in here. At the very most, I may cut off the bases and rebase them to give them some nice, scenic bases. I was thinking half dirt and then half rubble. But all the difficulty of this project lies in resisting the urge to kill myself, because by the time I finish, I will have wasted my youth painting small medieval fuckbutts. I'll be on my deathbed looking back, and I'll think, man, I'm so glad I spent my entire life painting the Dark Souls board game, as a single tear falls down my cheek and I pass away. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Another project I've got going for me is you remember that old board game Heroscape? Because I've got 2 core sets of that laying around. A lot of nostalgia with this one. I had a lot of fun playing this game, and even all through high school and a little bit of college, we just, hey, you remember Heroscape? Yeah, let's just play some fucking Heroscape and just break it out and build whatever kind of nasty contraption out of those tiles and throw down a bunch of fucking elves and Vikings and a fucking dragon. Just be like, yeah, let's just go at it. With the nature of the game, there's a huge variety of miniatures. Samurai, ninjas, aliens, World War II, Vikings. It's a complete mess. But a cool variety of minis. I don't think I would repaint any of the tiles or add anything to them. They get knocked around in the box enough, and any kind of basing would probably just slide off of those. But my only real problem is that everything is currently being stored in a all the minis are in a trash bag on top of a box that actually has the tiles. It's an easy fix, but I don't want the minis to be knocking around and break, or I mean they're PVC, they're probably not gonna break. I don't want the paint to rub off, you know. I could probably get some proper miniature storage or some pluck foam or something. But that'd be the main thing would be finding a way to store it that doesn't already take up as much space as it does with everything in a bag. It's just kind of like throw it in a bag, throw it in a corner, and it's kind of done. But if I wanted like some proper storage, everything laid out, so they're not rubbing up against each other, it would take a metric fuck ton of space that I just do not have in my current living situation. Last idea I've got is just making some random terrain. Just making kind of whatever comes to mind. That being said, I don't really have a particular theme which works for and against this option. Maybe I'll make a bunker, and then tomorrow I'll make, some gallows, and then, whatever. It'd probably be a bit refreshing after going with this meticulously freehand heavy army that I'm currently doing. That being said, it's not really of a high priority. I don't really have any ideas. If you guys have ideas, that'd be great, but in general, there's already a lot of terrain makers on YouTube, probably doing a lot better than what I'd be putting out in general, and it's not a huge priority. I'm not eager to make, oh man, I gotta go make this piece of terrain. Just kind of, it's there. So yeah, that was the majority of my ideas. There are a few smaller ideas going around, but I'm not sure if I want to, bring those up into a list, and I'm not really committed to the idea. For now, my current project only has about 8 miniatures that need to be painted, and then their bases need to be done, but I mean, I could knock out all the bases in probably a day. Like I said previously, I'll put all of these decisions into a straw poll, and you guys can go vote in them if you feel like it. I would appreciate it. You ain't gotta. Just sticking around is, just having people watching these videos in general is, it's very nice. I appreciate everybody who does watch these videos. So if you feel like helping me determine what I'm going to be doing after I'm finished with these Space Marines, go down there, give me a vote, leave a comment or something. Help me give my life direction, I guess. I'm not like wandering aimlessly through. Okay, I am, but alright, let me just stop. Yeah, I hope this wasn't the most boring video for you guys, and I will see you whenever these 8 minis get painted, which will hopefully not take very long. So I'll see you then.